Hello and welcome to Roadside Trivia. Where are we heading to this time, you may ask? Well, this one place has some fantastic charm that drives me to come back to this place once in a while. So sit back and relax. We'll be there in a minute.
We're coming through the aisle now for our final safety checks. We appreciate you choosing American. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your 2-hour and 28-minute flight to Miami.
As our plane descends toward the city, we notice the Florida Everglades underneath in its very natural form before entering the suburbs. As South Florida's original landscape before any development took place, we will take a closer look in the future episodes and learn about its crucial role in its ecosystem. When you first land and all you see in the surroundings are palm and coconut trees, and when you notice the third highest city skyline in the entire US far beyond, you wonder if you're in heaven yourself. Leaving this airport with the most number of international flights in the US, thanks to Miami as Latin America's major cultural hub, we're now about to pick up our rental car and start our adventure. Today we won't do much, except see a perfect spot to shoot some Miami skyline pictures and head to the campground in Key Largo. This spot is underneath a bridge that connects downtown and Key Biscayne. Miami contains 58 skyscrapers over 150 meters, which is more than Beijing or Houston, and the skyline is still growing at a fast pace. Unlike many downtowns in US cities, which mostly boomed in the 20th century and contain a large number of Art Deco and modernist architecture, such as the Empire State Building or Willis Tower. The massive Manhattanization process in Miami didn't start until the dawn of this century, making most of the towers postmodern. With an economy based on tourism, many of Miami's skyscrapers are residential. All those factors, along with coconut trees, make its skyline unique. I have to say that some big first-time impressions of Miami are Spanish billboard signs in large quantities and very poor traffic. I will hopefully elaborate on Miami's culture and public transit in the next episode, hopefully. We drove down to Key Largo along US Highway 1, a road that extends all the way from the US-Canada border in the state of Maine down to Key West, Florida. This section is particularly famous for connecting most islands in the Florida Keys area, with some extraordinary sceneries which we will explore on the next day. We'll just chillax in our beautiful RV campground for now, which is quite common throughout the Keys area. Key West, the southernmost city in the continental US, a strategic harbor, a naval base, and a world-famous tropical island resort is where we're going to visit. This highway we're driving on was not initially a highway. Back in the day, the only option to travel between Key West and Miami was by ferry. In 1912, Henry Flagler, head of Florida East Coast Railway, marvelously managed to connect the two by railway along with numerous bridges across channels. Unfortunately, the 1935 Labor Day hurricane devastated overseas railway and was later converted to this highway that we're driving on currently by the state government. We can still see some of the remnants of the railroad today. A fun fact about South Florida is that most coral islands are named with the term key, as this is derived from the Spanish term gallo, meaning small island. There are numerous keys in this archipelago, with coral reefs underneath, the third largest barrier reef system in the world. We'll dive down into the ocean in a future episode, but let's just appreciate how beautiful this place is by now. After a 2-hour drive, we ended up in Key West. At the waterfront, we see a cruise ship heading somewhere, and a docked Coast Guard ship with itself as a museum. Hop on USCGC Ingham, you'll learn that amid its sleek appearance, It was actually built in the 1930s and has served in both North Atlantic Ocean and Philippines during World War II and didn't retire until the 1980s. This is a very nicely organized museum, by the way, where you can check out every inch of detail from the engine rooms to the bridge, along with artifacts from wartime. Key West, also known as the Conch Republic, is home to historic houses, a lot of them, and exotic plant species such as poinciana and breadfruit. Usually, you would see street coconut vendors, but we didn't happen to see any at this time. Could be due to that not many tourists visit Florida in summer. But you won't be disappointed by seeing chicken everywhere, because rooster is actually one of Cuba's national symbols, as it represents strength and power, and Cuba isn't that far from Key West anyways. Did you know that a president once had a nice crib on this island? Check out Truman's Little White House, which he frequently visited while in office. Its furnishing style from the 1940s is well preserved, though photography is not allowed in there for some reasons. And at the end, why don't we just have some fun at the beach? Alright, we'll see y'all tomorrow in Miami.